Reverwest, I'm jumping in.
Welcome back, JEZZLEeEEEEEERS. Hey, I'm having a lot of thoughts. First things first, I want to get this said. I have a gig at Linnemans tomorrow, April 18th. It's going to be Y2K themed. We are playing with Moss Faraday and Smooth Talkers. It's going to be epic. If you don't know what Y2K theme means, I posted a whole video about it on my Instagram, so I'll link it in the description. So, I discussed this briefly last week, but I'm having a rough year. The end of last year, I went through like kind of a breakup, and I didn't realize that it like really stuck with me until a week or two ago when I was like, wait, I'm so sad about this still. I've been feeling my feelings, and it seems to be getting a little bit easier just because I'm like getting out of my own way. With that, there's this umbrella of things in my life that I feel like are coming up. It feels like I am untangling a necklace chain. Like you can see both ends, but like anytime you try to pull on either end, you're just like dealt with an entire knot of things. That's what this feels like. The three big pillars of things that I'm noticing are coming up for me right now in my life are all having to do with self-worth. And they're coming up in body image, they're coming up in relationships, and they're coming up in my career. The reason I wanted to make this video is to kind of like unpack the career one. I have been thinking a lot lately about sustainability when it comes to music and career in general and everything. I was listening to my first ever YouTube video. I remember feeling so nervous to post that video just because I want to have things that people can look at. I want to have albums out. I want to have content on the internet. I want to have a bunch of videos on this page. I want to have a bunch of songs. I just remember feeling really frustrated that it's like, you kind of have to build this house one brick at a time. And that can get frustrating when you're putting your worth into the product. So it's kind of like, oh, I'm not good enough until I have this giant mansion built and people can step inside of it. But it's like, babe, that's not going to happen with one brick. I didn't realize that I was putting my worth in music and like my career and everything back then. And I think part of it was just the dichotomy of like, I was working a corporate job. I really wanted to quit. I didn't really know how to like get from one stage to the next. So I just put so much idealism into music because I just needed fuel to get there. And I needed like reason to leave my job and to build a new life. But then once I was there, that was the whole life that I had. So it was just not sustainable the way that I was sourcing energy and motivation and inspiration. I have a feeling that has something to do with why I wasn't really able to write for a few months. Like every song I wrote just felt very superficial and like it didn't like resonate. This winter, I've been able to tap back in. I've been writing a ton of poetry. I went through that breakup, so that kind of like forces you to deal with emotions, even if you don't want to. And now I'm gigging with a band. And I'm starting to realize 6 or 7 months ago, this was all I wanted. This was everything I wanted. And now I'm here and I'm still struggling. And so it's just kind of like, okay, where's the dissonance? So going back to like sustainability, it's not sustainable for my worth to lie in like people liking me or liking my music or giving me positive feedback or whatever. First of all, I'm at the very beginning of my career. I don't have that much stuff out. But I was also listening to Miss Taylor Swift. I'm just thinking about like the Eras tour. The reason that I think so many people resonated with that project and with that tour, partially, is because it was so many different facets, so many different eras, so many different emotions and seasons. And like, you're kind of like watching a documentary as the form of like a musical. And you see yourself in that too. You listen to Fearless and you go back to like elementary school or however old you were. But that, it takes time to build a catalog like that. And here's the big revelation. You can't do it all at once. You can't make a Midnight Fearless folklore, life of a showgirl, tortured poets, lover album. So I'm releasing an album this summer called Cloudy Skies. I've had that all written for over a year. So that's been a project that I've been like, this is what I'm working on. I've really world built around it. And now that I'm kind of at the end stage of this project, what's been on my mind the last few months is, okay, what's next? So I've just been like kind of getting really impatient with like all the bricklaying. Now I'm at this point where, with me feeling my feelings in where I'm at with my life right now, I have my inspiration for my next project now. It kind of like struck all at once, and it turns out that it's been building the whole time, and it just like puzzle pieced together really randomly but very organically. And the kind of music that I want to make and produce it as is different than what I thought I was going to. I thought I was going to go super like early 2000s pop, like punk rock, and it's just not that at all. So there's a lesson to be learned here about trust, and just like trusting the process, trusting that your intentions will drive you places. It's not always something you can like fabricate and formulate. Like sometimes you just have to wait and build, and like you can't expect that because you want the mansion right now, all the bricks are going to be laid overnight. Like even if you do that, all you're going to do is burn yourself out, because it's going to take a long time, whether you lay 30 bricks at a time or 300. Like it's gonna take a while. And leaning into the era that you're in your body, in your soul, not in your mind. Not trying to fabricate the root of an idea, but letting the roots kind of like plant themselves and just like giving it water and sunlight. So that's been a really big mindset shift for me when it comes to my creativity and my career. It's really just whether I like it or not, wherever like the creative force kind of comes out of, whatever's channeling that, it's not something that I can forge in my mind. I can 100% write an album from ideas that I forge myself, but it's not the project that I need to be making. Anyways, with how long it's taken me to kind of get to this place, especially like the whole time, all I was doing was just trying to like fill the gas tank and just like go, go, go. Like I just really wanted to get to the next idea. It came when it needed to come. And it was, first of all, different than I thought it was going to be, but it took longer. It needed time to breathe. It also needed experience. It needed me to live my life a little bit more for these feelings to come up and for me to be in this next season of my life. And that's, you're living one day at a time. You can't always force that stuff to happen. When it comes to sustainability, I think sometimes I get a little freaked out about leaning into a certain sound or a certain feeling for a project, just because of how long you're kind of dwelling in that feeling when you're making a record. There's just a lot that goes into it. So I think I was really hesitant to lean into certain feelings, because I was like, I don't want to dwell in these feelings, because I was having a hard time feeling them anyway. But I think all it's showing me is that this is the season of my life that I'm in, and it's okay for me to honor that, even if it's different than what my mind wants it to be. So that's what I've been thinking about lately, because this process is so not instant gratification. It's very, very, very like longevity based. It's making me realize that I need to source my worth from within, which sounds cliche, but it's true. I can't keep thinking that if I get to a certain place, if I write a certain song, if I get a certain amount of attention, that's gonna make me feel better, because so far, it hasn't. I'm still learning a lot. I'm also I noticed that I intellectualize a lot. If you haven't noticed, I love to think through my feelings. I'm trying to do less of that. I'm trying to like open up my life to not understanding things all the time, because similar to my album kind of being like a different vibe than what I thought it was gonna be, I would have these feelings come up and I'd be like, no, that's not what I'm feeling. Like I would like talk myself out of it, and then it would keep coming up. And then when it would stop coming up as a feeling, it would start coming out in different ways, like body image stuff or, relationship stuff. So I'm surrendering my mind to my body, if that makes sense. And I'm just kind of like, you know what? Maybe I don't fucking know it all. Thank you so much for listening. I've been really enjoying posting my original songs lately. Sometimes I like to gatekeep if I think I'm gonna release a song, or I just wrote this and it's a good song, so I'm gonna hold on to it. Sometimes all that does is withhold a song from someone who needs to hear it. So I've just been really having a lot of fun, like showcasing more of my music. So I'm gonna keep doing that, but I thought that this was a good checkpoint to have built a life that I wanted so badly, and to be actively living in it and to feel discomfort in that. I'm overall really, really grateful. And like, these are such fun problems to have. I love you all so much. I really appreciate all the support that everyone gives me. The Jezzlers are friggin', I love you guys. You guys are the friggin' best. Stay tuned for all these shows I got coming up. I'm gonna say it again. I'll be at Linnemans tomorrow, so please come. I have a crazy outfit planned. We've got lots of fun shenanigans planned. I'll be at the ARGO in the lounge on Thursday, April 23rd. That is a bucket list venue for me. So this is cool to be playing there. The week after that, I'll be at Nashville North on Thursday, April 30th with Venturer. That's gonna be such a fun gig. And then I'll be at Anodyne Coffee on May 2nd. So not next Saturday, but the one after, with Anne-Marie and the Fever Dreams and John Stanford. So that's also gonna be a killer gig. For now, just have the best weekend ever. If anyone's struggling, you're not alone. Sometimes life's hard. Sometimes you get things you want and it doesn't feel good and it's weird because it's all you wanted. I'm grateful to be at this place. I'm grateful for all the support I have in my life. I'm grateful for the Jezzlers. All right, I love you. I'll see you later. Bye. Bye, Jezzlers.